Hey, look at me, I'm doing the thing that everyone else is doing and watching the Sony broadcast. It's going to go live in about 5 minutes. Well, roughly 5 to 10 minutes, depending on startup delays and all of that. Just for now, let me go full screen and just, chill addressing chat. Huh. Why is my Twitter not showing on my Twitch page? I linked it yesterday. No, well, it's on the bottom of my page as well. So yeah, I don't normally do this because I don't, basically, generally by the time I, get around to... I should follow PlayStation, although that won't really do much for me because it just sends an email whenever they go live, as far as I'm aware. It might give a notification on the app, but normally I'm working on Thursdays. But I took the day off today because I actually woke up. It actually wasn't for the broadcast. I woke up and not only did I like wake up tired. I'm sure some of you know how that feels. You wake up and you just have no energy whatsoever. But my entire body was sore for some reason. I don't know if it was from Monday or what, because I didn't do anything strenuous over the weekend. At least nothing I would consider strenuous. But yeah, I don't know if it was from Monday when we were extremely shorthanded, or what. In any case, I woke up and my entire body was, like, sore, and I had, like, no energy, so I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna take the day off. I can watch the broadcast, comment on it, as well as hopefully get it uploaded quickly, depending on how long it is. Why does it say my stream is stuck buffering on this? And yes, I am full screening for those wondering, so there won't be any chat on Sony's side from the Sony side of things, but I'm sure most people will probably just be watching from Sony's Twitch channel. What am I hearing? Oh yeah, that's that. Oh yeah, that's that noise that I think my new capture card's making. I guess I need to get a new hard drive because I don't know if it's I don't know if my hard drive's going bad or what, but I'm hearing like squeaks from my computer occasionally, and I was listening to a particular kind of squeaking. I forgot what it was called. But anyway, it was a squeaking from the GPU, and it was a different kind of squeak. This is more like a the squeak my computer's making is almost like wet shoes sliding on tile floor, but really rapidly. And it, like, not only is it very loud when it happens, I don't know why it would be happening when it does, though, because nothing should be writing to the hard drive, because it always seems to happen late at night. Fortunately, it's not happening when I'm recording, but nothing should be... The thing that's got me concerned about it is nothing should be being written on the hard drive. because it's like right after well, it'll be like after I stream, but like it happened last night after the stream, and well, and well, actually it was more this morning, but like super late, or well, super early for me anyway, because I usually wake up at 12:30 because my work schedule is from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Huh, should be starting here soon. Unless I have the time zone in my head wrong. Let me Google this real quick. No, not that. PDT time. Oh, never mind. There's still 2 hours to go. Oh, nope, never mind. I was about to say, what? Ooh, there's audio popping. Ooh, that's not good. I don't know if that's on my end or on their end. Yeah, that's not good. There's that's audio crackling. Yeah, I guess this was the best they could do. Although I thought this was pre-recorded. Yeah, I have a cup of tea here. Triangle, circle, /cross, square. Triangle, circle, /cross, square. Uh-huh. Loading. Please wait. Boy, this system start time sure is, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. PS4 boots up pretty instantaneously. This is saying, hell, my computer boots up faster than this, and I have a ton of shit on it that boots up when it first starts. Granted, I also compensate for that by giving it 64 gigs of RAM. So if it's running all this on, like, I don't know, 2 gigs, I guess I can understand why it might take 15 minutes to boot up the system. You know, they could have at least made those randomized like the Nintendo Shop did. The Nintendo eShop on the 3DS, I believe? Or give an animation or something like that so we can kind of view progress. Oh hey, I think it finally loaded. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say that one. I think that one was slightly different. I had to turn my monitor off at this rate to avoid burn-in. Actually, this shouldn't be burn-in. That's something they kind of fixed with the implementation of flat-screen TVs. Or well, flat screenings in general. Well, they had the auto, crackling fist, and now it's back. Either that or I was just ignoring it. I couldn't hear it over the sound of my own voice. Triangle, circle, /, cross, square. Again, yeah, guys, I don't know about this load up time. But what could it mean? It's obviously some kind of alien script. What are they trying to say? Triangle, circle. That's either an X or a cross and a square. Oh, I just realized the lights form. Well, I guess never mind. I was gonna say the way the lighting works on the / cross makes it look like it's more in a box than anything else. Like, I want to make jokes in the chat, but at the same time, I don't want to exit full screen. Well, in Sony's chat, because my current chat is, well, if there's anyone in there, they're not saying anything. Of course, this isn't a typical stream. It's one of the outside of my scheduled one. It's falling outside of my normal stream schedule. So it doesn't surprise. It's actually well outside my normal stream schedule. My normal stream schedule. Well, originally it was 7 to midnight roughly, or just whenever on Tuesdays, and then 8 till 1 roughly, or just 8 till whenever on Wednesdays. So 2 p.m. And that's same time zone as this, Central Standard Time. So not only is it 6 hours early from when I would normally be streaming, it's on a day when I don't normally stream either. I do say that random pop-up streams might be possible while I'm trying to get things up and running, and this is just one of those. But yeah, I kind of don't want to go into Sony's chat just on the off chance of that they have manual moderators instead of bots to deal with disagreeable language. Because Sony, having a lot of people, could do that. Unlikely, but they could. They might also just disable, they might also just disable chat or put it in emotes only or something like that. Because, like, on YouTube, I noticed a bunch of their stuff is, the comments on a bunch of their videos are not allowed. And it all started with those Last of Us 2 supposed Last of Us 2 leaks. Fortunately, I've been able to avoid them by just avoiding engaging with Last of Us 2 content in general. Really looking forward to Ghost of Tsushima, though. I'm gonna play that one in hard mode from the start. I don't normally play games in hard from the start unless I've gotten kind of a feel for them, and I'm like, yeah, normal was too easy. The first time I actually, one of the few times, well, the first time I was actually like forced to do like hard mode, I'm pretty sure, was Infamous 1, where like I beat the game as a hero, and then on my second playthrough, it just automatically threw me into hard mode. I'm like, okay, well, I'll roll with it. I guess I can turn the difficulty back down if I need to. And I ended up liking hard mode more because it made me be a little more thoughtful with how I did things. You still felt powerful and you could still kick a lot of ass, but you could also, like, be taken down if you tried to, if you got, like, you wouldn't live a rocket to the face. Last of Us 2, however, I'm probably just gonna play on normal, because I've only played Last of Us Remastered once on my own. Never played the original, although I did watch Let's Plays of it. That was 2013. Golly, that was 2013, I think. And sorry, my something came out there for a second. Actually, now I'm curious. Let me see something real quick. Oh, not that. No, not that. Okay, I guess, I don't know if this is, I don't know if they're just doing this, because it's been like 15 minutes now. Let's see, Last of Us 1. Yeah, it was June 14th, 2013. Yeah, apparently it's, I guess it's 2 hours behind. I thought Pacific... Oh, no, I'm an idiot. Okay. Yeah, it is 2 hours behind. Oh, well, I can still just chill out for another 45 minutes or so. Yeah, So, a little about my history with, games, for those wanting to know just a little bit more about me. my first ever like console was the Nintendo 64. We got, my brother and I each got a NES, like old school NES at one point, but I don't remember whatever happened to mine. I think it got destroyed in a tornado. And it was actually an aunt that gave us the NESs. And we never really had many games for them. We had the only ones I really remember were OG Kirby, Super Mario Brothers, like the first Super Mario Brothers. I think we had OG Legend of Zelda. And I think we also had... was Gradius on the N64? I remember something like that. I guess before that, however, my brother and I used to play these games on an Atari that my great uncle used to had. It was hooked up to a very old school, very small TV, and it would only play in black and white. And there was this tower defense game that I used to play. Well, it was basically a tower defense game. It was kind of like Space Invaders. But I used to play the hell out of that game. It was it's kind of carnival style. Well, it was kind of like Space Invaders with like a carnival theme. Oh, hey, they're putting on music. This is a little bit loud. Let me turn this down if I can. Do I not have the option to... There we go. That's a little bit better. I have my headphones maxed out. And the audio on my computer maxed out, but... So I wonder if the stream can hear that, because now that I think about it, I did turn the audio down. Well, no, it would still be down. I was gonna say, I did turn the audio down the other day for the credit sequence of Those Who Remain, because, holy crap, that was basically blowing out my eardrums. Yeah, that's a lot better. The music is, like, it's there and it's audible, but it's not like blowing out my eardrums. I turn it a little bit more. Oh. That's better. It's been live for 15 minutes now, and we just had a loading screen. I'm curious about their... Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. I was talking about my history for games. But yeah, after the Nintendo 64, the next thing I actually got was a GameCube. Then my brother got a fat PS2, and I years later got a slim PS2. And then we eventually got a Wii, and then eventually I got a PlayStation 3, and my brother got an Xbox 360, and then now and then once when the PS4 and Xbox One and Wii U were all out, I was like, I'm kind of tired of the whole console war thing going on. Let me just build a PC so I don't have to keep buying the next console, along with having to constantly buy consoles for new consoles for games. And so I was like, let me just build a PC, and then as long as I keep it somewhat up to date, I can still, buy and play games. And I just won't have, and like, I'll have trouble getting like Nintendo exclusives, or exclusives in general, but like any big multi-platform release is going to be on PC. And in fact, it's gotten to the point where now where where these bigger companies, aside Microsoft especially, has been releasing its library on PC. I think the only 2 games I own on Xbox, no, actually there's 3 games that are not on Steam. Yeah, there's 3 games I own on, 4 games I own on Xbox, on my Xbox One, out of the like 7 that I have that are not on Steam. They are the Rare Replay, Gears of War 4, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and Halo 5. And here's the thing, Gears of War 4 and Gears of War Ultimate Edition are on PC through the Microsoft Store. It's just the Microsoft Store is hot garbage. And then with Sony, I mean, we have Crash and Spyro remastered on Steam. We have Horizon Zero Dawn coming to Steam. We have Death Stranding, which was Death Stranding actually had its PC officially unannounced, or PC release officially announced before the game even released on PS4. In fact, it actually caused me to cancel my pre-order because I was like, I'm not gonna buy the game for the PS4 when it's coming out on Steam, and I know for sure it's coming out on Steam. In fact, I was actually hesitant to buy the Spyro Reignited trilogy because I figured, hey, it's probably going to come out on Steam because they did the same thing with the Crash Insane trilogy. And like I said, Horizon Zero Dawn coming to Steam. I know the Quantiac games are on PC through Epic, and I'm surprised that they haven't released those on Steam. I'm guessing there's some sort of exclusivity deal there as well, because Steam has a much larger market consumer base than Epic, along with being a better store because they've had because they've had significantly longer to throw together to create a storefront. Original Neo on Steam. Neo 2 not on Steam yet, but I'm sure it will be there at some point. I don't know about the Uncharted series, or God of War, or Until Dawn, or the Ratchet & Clank games, or any Insomniac games. Ratchet & Clank, Marvel Spider-Man. One thing that surprised me is Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness isn't on Steam. I'm sorry, I'm just reading off my PS4 library at this point. Days Gone is one they could easily throw on Steam. They're probably not going to because it's not that old, but yeah, they could easily throw Days Gone on Steam and reap huge profits. Literally, all they would have to do is just be like, okay, you know, the digital thing that's only on PlayStation 4, well, now it's on Steam too. And they would, like, they'd have to pay the middleman's fee that Steam charges. I think it's a 80-20 split, so Steam takes 20% of the revenue. It might be 75-25, where Steam takes 25% of the revenue. But it's no different from the split that a retailer gets. So yeah, they don't get as much money selling it per copy sold on Steam, but imagine the millions, nay, dare I say, possibly billions of copies sold through Steam. Just the amount of money that would bring in. In fact, the whole Final Fantasy series, aside from the Final Fantasy VII Remake, is all on Steam, and that's and Final Fantasy 1 and 2, I think, and Crystal Chronicles. But I imagine Crystal Chronicles might end up on Steam, at least in the form of the remastered version. Because original Crystal Chronicles was GameCube exclusive, as far as I'm aware. But it's going to be on, at the very least, Switch and PS4. I would be surprised if they skipped out on Xbox One, because that's just, like, if they don't have an exclusivity deal, they can't have an exclusivity deal, otherwise they wouldn't be releasing on Switch and PS4. And if they don't have an exclusivity deal, why the hell would they skip out on Xbox market and PC market? Especially because PC market is significantly larger than any one individual console. Now, it could be a thing of they haven't come up with an optimization for a PC version. But I mean, at that point, it's because in OG Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, you had to slowly scroll through your abilities. And if that... And if you, and you're not gonna be able to justify that on PC, because that's something that you do. That's something you do with console, to be like, well, here's your abilities. We couldn't really, you can't really. You don't really have the 1 through 9, or the 1 through 0, whatever your hotbar ends up being. I've even seen some hotbars being, including the minus sign and the equal sign keys. But yeah, that's something you do on console, where also it's like, you have these abilities. We did what we could. We couldn't, because we did what we could with the hardware we have. Because you can't just 1 through 9 a button to cast a spell, unfortunately. But you can, press a button and then scroll through it, and then scroll a list. Like, one thing that kind of really sucked about Skyrim on PS3 was, and one of the more motivating reasons for me to get into PC gaming was the simple fact that, why did I have an alarm coming up? 3 p.m. I forgot I set that alarm. that wasn't for the stream. That was a work-related alarm. But yeah, anyway, one of the big things about Skyrim that I didn't like was whenever I would want to switch a spell on the PS3, like, let's say I wanted to cast Grand Healing because, I have taken, a decent chunk of damage, and I'm not really playing a mage, so I mostly use magic to heal so that I don't have to carry around a bunch of healing potions. Or if I have a bunch of healing potions, I can, just store them. Well, I had to press, I think it was down on the D-pad to bring up a favorites menu, and then I had to manually scroll to the healing spell, and then cast the healing spell. Then I had to press down on the D-pad again. It was either up or down. I think either one would work. Actually, I think any D-pad direction would work to bring it up. But yeah, then I had to scroll again to re-equip whatever it was I had equipped in that hand, whether it be a shield or a weapon, or even just a different spell or whatever. Like, because I did grind myself up to max level in Skyrim back when there was a level cap. At this point, I think you can legendary every skill multiple times and to effectively have an infinite level cap, whereas, well, actually, that's not entirely true, because you are still limited by the purse you can obtain. But you can literally, rather than having to be, like, careful about picking your build, you can literally obtain every single perk, which is something PC users have been able to do for years and years via mods, I'm sure. Because I'm absolutely sure I can go to Skyrim's Special Edition, and probably even going Skyrim Special Edition in the console commands and just give myself and just unlock all the perks via console commands. But I don't know for sure, because I don't typically tinker around in the dev console, because I don't know that much about programming. Like, I know somewhat how things work, and I can kind of, give a general idea of what I think might be causing a problem whenever like, with the PSO2 launch thing that I released, or that I published recently. And that was, it was a how-to video, and when I I went through a bunch of steps to figure out, or to actually get PSO2's North American edition to launch through the official launcher for, at least for me. And a lot of those steps were most likely faulty programming. Something about an executable file would trigger the antivirus, for example. And then when you tried to restore an add exception, guess what? Copy protection prevents you from actually restoring the file from antivirus quarantine. At least I assume it was copy protection. Because literally that's how quarantines work. It's like cut paste, then cut paste. Only I think it does it without going to the clipboard, but I don't know for certain. It might go to the clipboard. Like I said, I don't know for certain because I don't know enough about programming to really speculate on that. You know, I've been babbling and I just lost my train of thought. But fortunately, I managed to kill a lot of time. It's been 36 minutes, which means we've been going for 41 minutes actually. This has been a lot of talking. I'm trying to remember how I got to the copy protection train of thought. Whatever, it's not important. But yeah, like pretty much the only company that's been adamantly against releasing their stuff on PC has been Nintendo. And I don't know why Nintendo has been such a holdout, because you'd think is like, I mean, I kind of get it because it's like, hey, if we only sell through our console, we regulate the content on it, and we regulate, you know, and so, oh yeah, I remember now, I was talking about Skyrim, and then that led to dev consoles and that such, but, yeah, but as I was saying, the only one who's been really against things, their stuff going to PC, at least adamantly against it, has been Nintendo. And I kind of see why, because it's like, if they only sell their content on their console, then not only do they have full creative control aside from the homebrew, outside of the homebrew community, they have they have official official creative control. Pardon me, I'm popping my fingers. But they also get most of the funds because, oh, they're, you know, selling their stuff. Oh, they make 100% of the profits from digital sales. They have, and then, oh, they make, you know, I don't know what the split is. I think it's like 75-25. It might be something, it might even be like 66. 33, but I think, or 70-30. Actually, yeah, I think it is 70-30. For the standard retail split. Yeah, that sounds right, 70-30. But yeah, but yeah, they still get their, you know, their cut from the retail stuff that they make. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. But they make a lot more off of physical sales. Although I guess you can't really say that happened, because they did release Daemonette's Machina on Steam, now that I think about it. And I'm wondering if that was like a, hey, let's test the waters and see, and then the PC community failed because they released a game that didn't really sell too well. Like, if they released like Platinum Games, they released Bayonetta, on Steam, they've they're releasing, as far as I'm aware, they're releasing the Platinum, the 4 project or whatever that they're doing on Steam. I know, the Wonderful 101 Remastered, I think it was, Platinum game came out on Steam. I'm kind of fingers crossed that they might release Astral Chain on Steam as well, because that was a really fun action game. Granted, there were some things about it that were, holy shit, they sucked. But yeah, I'm actually surprised that that Nintendo hasn't like released something like Xenoblade Chronicles Remastered on Steam, or even something like, I don't know, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, for example, or even Pokken, or Pokken, whatever that is, the Pokemon fighting game. You know, or even Cat and Toad Treasure Tracker, just, you know, a relatively older game that they've ported and prettied it up a little bit more, maybe added a couple of extra things to it, and now they're releasing it on Steam just to be like, hey, give us money to play this little game, and it's, you know, it's a safe game to play and release, because it's just a little small puzzle game, basically. And like, not like a big, obviously not one of their big titles, but a little small puzzle game that you know, maybe sold okay on Switch or Wii U, and then and they're releasing it on Steam to be like, or PC, or just PC in general, like officially. It could even be through the Microsoft Store or Epic Games. But yeah, they release it on PC, or hell, they could even make their own Nintendo store online, their own Nintendo PC shop. But yeah, they could release the stuff on, they could release it on Steam or PC in general. Actually, I keep defaulting to Steam because it's the PC marketplace, basically. Because even EA has started to release their backlog on Steam yet again. But yeah, Nintendo could release just some small titles that maybe sold okay, maybe not as well as they thought on PC, or maybe not as well as they had hoped on PC, and you know, maybe get a little bit more money from people who, like me, will often double dip just because we want to support more games being on PC. We want to support, you know, an end to the exclusivity thing. And I'm not saying, like, oh, take Twilight Princess remastered and port it to Steam. That would aim or import it to PC, because that would be kind of, well, I guess that wouldn't be as bizarre as, like, I'm not saying, okay, let me rephrase that. I'm not saying, hey, take the new Legend of Zelda and release it on PC and Switch, that would be, because that would be unfounded. That would be, you know, that would be really, really bizarre and probably not, and really not the best marketing strategy, because Breath of the Wild 2 is supposed to be, or the next Legend of Zelda that we know about is Breath of the Wild 2, and, well, tentatively speaking, well, that's a tentative title, and Breath of the Wild 2 being a sequel to Breath of the Wild, well, it wouldn't make sense to have the second game on PC and not the first game. Even though I'm sure the first game is there via you know, less than legal means. Oh, it's starting, I think. No, that was just a 45-minute GIF. GIF, whichever. I don't know why I've always GIF more rolls off the tongue for me than GIF. I guess that's more because of my Latin background. I minored in classical studies and had 4 semesters of Latin. Latin 1000, well, 101, 102. There was a 105 class that was 101 and 102 combined. Then I had 201 and 202. Although my school was weird and used 1001, 1002, 1005, 2001, and 2002. But yeah, the G in, a G in Latin is a J pronunciation, so G. Well, it can be. Let me take a look. Oh, I don't know if you heard that. That was both of my knees popping at the same time, if you did. Let me just pull out some fun Latin words. Well, let me see if I can find a word where that would be used. Better yet. Actually, no, I'm wrong. There is no J pronunciation in Latin, so it would be GIF. At least I don't think there is. Let's see. Yeah, there's not even like a GI use that I can see. Like I have here, imago or imagines. But I don't see like imagio. Well, there is third sim IO actually. Man, I haven't even been out of school for 3 months. It hasn't even been 3 months since I looked at this. Why am I guess because I haven't been thinking about it. I was about to say, why am I suddenly so wrong? I aced Latin 3 and Latin 4, believe it or not. Didn't do so hot in Latin 1. Made a C. And made a B in Latin 2. But yeah, Latin 3 and Latin 4, I just breezed through with an A. And that was years after taking Latin 1 and 2, so. And to answer the obvious question, no, I did not do any studying of it in my own time. Or on my own time. I could have, if I really wanted to, but that's kind of what the classes are for, because we literally just went through the textbook. Like, and that kind of kills me about, that's one of the things that kind of kills me about school, is you're literally paying someone to teach you what's in the textbook. Like, I understand instructors being there for this purpose of, like, hey, I'm not sure what this is about, but, like, I've taken several high-level history classes, like 400 level, senior level, 400 level courses. And I had to for my minor. Well, the only class I didn't have to take for my minor was Roman history, but I took it anyway because I had already taken ancient Egyptian history, Near East and ancient Greek history, and then I took Roman history this last semester. And I've also taken 2 courses on hieroglyphs. One I have a physical book for, the other I have a digital copy because the digital one was free. And I've taken a classical studies, or a classical mythology course, along with, there was some literature course that I took as a filler course, as a fallback course, because I didn't know for sure that Roman history was going to be available to be taken but before I was going to complete my degree. Had the pandemic not happened, yes, I just dropped the P word. I don't care if it gets me demonetized. This is going to be a free video anyway. But yeah, had that not happened, I would be on course for I would have been on course for graduation in May of next year. However, because of that, I'm not going to be able to graduate until, at the earliest, May of the year after next. And I started college in 2010. And then I changed my major halfway through, lost, and basically had to start over, even though my change in major really wasn't that extreme. And because it was from biology to secondary education, focused in biology, because I figured I would be able to do more with I would have somewhat better job security and availability if I was an education major, and still be able to work with, still be able to talk about things in biology, teach biology, and still kind of study biology, so to speak. But yeah, changed my major halfway through, basically had to start over. That's why I was kind of like, well, I guess I may as well get a minor as well, just so I have a little bit more to show for the fact that I was in school for 6 years. And then I had to drop out of school after my scholarships ran out and I couldn't find a job, not for lack of trying. Eventually ended up finding work in 2015, a full-on year later. Or a full-on year after I had to drop out in 2014. And then I went back in 2018, I want to say. Yeah, I think it was the spring semester of 2018. I finally went back, and now I've got my minor wrapped up completely, and I am 3 courses shy of graduation. Problem is, in order to take those 3 courses, I was required. They wanted me to do some observations and fill out some reports and do this small little PowerPoint presentation on in the form, basically a book report in the form of a PowerPoint presentation. And I was working diligently on the book report. Got it about halfway done, and then I was like, okay, well, I can do the book report, get that done, and then once it gets towards the end of the semester and I have a little bit more free time, more availability, I can then, do these observations and reports and have all that turned in. Oh, they changed the thing to stay tuned. That must have just happened, because it's not showing yet. Yeah, observations. I figured I could do the observations, and I would have and turn those in after doing the book report, and then just be like, okay, yep, here, and then it'd be like, yeah, everything would be good. Then, in March, literally the entire state shut down, or the entire state of Louisiana shut down. And it shut down for the rest of the school year, and I know there was talks about possibly reopening in June, or starting school early next year to make up for it, or, reopening in July, whatever. I don't think any of that's gonna happen, but because my university is still, practicing the whole social distancing thing, and having classes in an online format rather than face-to-face. And something that they didn't do last semester that I think they're doing this semester is now they're requiring use of a webcam. And I do have a webcam, but I don't use it because I don't like face cam. Because pretty much whenever I'm at my computer, I'm speaking like this, unless I'm, recording and need a more natural sounding voice. Because this isn't how I talk normally. It is within my natural range, but it is, it's a bit lower than how I would normally speak. And the reason I do that is to kind of help keep my anonymity. I also sort of accentuate things a little bit more than I normally would. Although at this point, it's gotten to the point where speaking like this kind of feels a bit more natural to me than even my natural tone of voice. So, yeah. Oh yeah, Destroy All Humans is also coming out on PC. I forgot about that. Well, the remaster, right? I wonder if they're gonna remaster 2 for the PC. I know they put them on. They had both the originals on PS4 and in the PS2 format, but it's time for the thing to get started. It looks like I can't believe I just wasted an hour talking about myself, and giving a bit of personal information about me. I don't want to say what university I attend because it's way too close to home. Well, some people in chat might know me. Maybe if I were to move to a different state and somehow finish my degree via online classes, unfortunately, I cannot sell, well, I could sell these old textbooks, but I can't guarantee that they're going to be the ones that you need. And that's not what this is about anyway. Especially because some of the books that I have are like 2nd editions, 3rd editions. Well, there is one that's 12th edition, but they're up to like the 15th edition now. Oh, and the thing's starting, maybe? Yep, it's starting. Okay. So what you got for us, Sony? What do you have? Ah, good. The Xbox 5. Triangle. Circle. X. Square.
Choices. How we might end up. No. I like to hang with the dog.
Huh. I remember that line from Zombie Game. I don't remember what it was from, though. So... Oh! Buffering. 360p, jeez.
You, me, together, we were destined for something great.
Oh, that was, Rafe, I think. From Uncharted 4.
Why did I move here? I guess it was the weather.
Oh, never mind.
Or I don't know, that thing. That magic.
Boost the quality up. More GTA 5 stuff. Let me jump this up to 720 if I can. Well, it jumped it up to 480. Oh, there it goes. I'm not gonna do 1080 because it's going to that's going to super lag the stream. What's happening? Where am I getting?
Back to me.
Champagne, anyone?
Just sort of smash things.
This is still GTA 5, right? New multiplayer modes, I'm guessing?
No.
Saw Tron. Yep, GTA 5. Still. Expanded and enhanced. 21 to PS5. PC as well, I'm sure. Well, any additional expansions. We get GTA Online, free at launch 2020 in 2021. Starting today. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, this is only PS. Oh no, that's not PS Plus. That's Okay. PS Plus is just required for online play. So, free million in GTA 5 on PS4 if you have that. But as far as I'm aware, people tend to prefer PC for GTA because mods.
It was great to kick today off with a look back at just some of the seminal moments of the last 25 years. And what better way to bridge our past and our future than with a game that's graced every PlayStation console, Grand Theft Auto. It's been a privilege partnering with Rockstar Games for many years now, and we're thrilled to open today with the news that that partnership will continue with PlayStation 5. It's now just over a year since we began sharing technical details of PlayStation 5, but today's the day that we've been looking forward to for years, when we get to show you just some of the games that demonstrate our belief that PlayStation 5 marks the biggest generational transition our industry has yet seen.
Objection!
The content we've curated for today's event showcases how PS5 has inspired developers to create new experiences that are transformative in how they look, sound, and feel.
The tech stream was,
We're gonna have the games do our talk.
The tech stream was just released earlier this year. Captured from PS5 systems. Maybe I should bump it up to 1080 then. Well, 1080 is the source. Nah, I'll just leave it.
A hero is just someone who doesn't give up. Your dad said that. He was right. Now it's your turn. Go be a hero, Miles. Okay.
Spider-Man 2.
Let's do this.
Oh, dude, this looks great. I understand this is a, I understand this is probably like pre-rendered, probably a pre-rendered trailer. Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. Holiday 2020. Wow, that's releasing quickly.
今日は皆さんに僕らが作っている新しいグランツーリスモの情報をシェアできるということですごく興奮しています。今回のグランツーリスモはおそらくこれまでのねグランツーリスモのファンの方がプレイしたら本当に嬉しいんじゃないかなっていうキャンペーンモードを中心にしたグランツーリスモになっていると思います。ぜひ楽しみにしていてください。
New info on Gran Turismo. Or info on the new Gran Turismo. They came out swinging with Miles Morales Spider-Man, though. Although that's interesting, because that makes it feel more like... Oh, we're buffering again. That makes it feel like, Ooh, we missed something. I don't know if that was remastered for next gen or engineered for next gen. It looks good. Oh, we're buffering. But yeah, that's what I was saying. They came out swinging hard with the Miles Morales Spider-Man. I'm not big on Gran Turismo or racing games in general, other than like Mario Kart. But even then, it's been a while since it's been a long time since I played any Mario Kart either. Mostly because my Switch, like, I have the Ethernet thing for my Switch, but I don't have a second cable that can reach the modem. What is this? Oh wait, that was a mouse. I think that looks like a mouse. There's no reason for that cursor to be there. There is no reason for the cursor to be there if that wasn't being played on mouse and keyboard. I mean, PS5 will have mouse and keyboard support. That would be neat. It would still have the unfortunate limitations of being, you know, console, but... Ooh, you might want to turn the stream off if you get motion sickness. Because my mother gets motion sickness, and like this would probably be making her throw up. Like, it's kind of making me slightly nauseous. I'm not even like I'm not watching in VR or anything. It's just the fact that the background is moving, but I'm not. Ooh, this is interesting. Hey, Ratchet and Clank!
You alright back there?
Oh! Yes!
The dimensions are collapsing on one another. If we cannot get to...
It's a sequel to the future series!
I mean, we can't be that far.
Okay, to recap!
They have found us, Ratchet.
The future series ended with Clank stealing the Dimensionator.
How much serious
And
ask nicely.
it left on a big cliffhanger, and now we're finally seeing the end of it.
The dimensions are weakening.
Oh, they have got. Oh, please tell me they're bringing the original games back. Please tell me they're bringing the original games back along with this. That would be amazing. I am so happy right now. An on-rails shooter part, it looks like, or maybe it's just a platforming sequence. Oh wow, my stream is super far behind on my end. Oh, these guys again! Yeah, the pirates are back. Oh, hold on, I hope I'm recording. If not, I'll just download the VOD later.
Who?
Rift Apart. Oh, they don't have the... they changed the logo. That hurts.
Hi, I'm Marcus Smith, creative director at Insomniac Games. The entire studio is so excited to be able to share with you a first ever look at Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Brand new, full-length, interdimensional adventure built from the ground up for the PlayStation 5. We're doing things we've never been able to do before, like use dimensional rifts to be able to leap from planet to planet nearly instantly, or put ray trace reflections on Clank. All of our alien worlds are filled with density and life previously unseen. Plus, Ratchet's all-new arsenal is more exciting than ever thanks to the DualSense controller's enhanced feedback. Ratchet and Clank are near and dear to our hearts at Insomniac, and we can't wait to share more with you in the future.
Well, yeah, that was
But for now, here's another look.
that was the game series that saved their fucking studio. Rift Tether.
Did you see that?
Oh wow, that's awesome. And this looks gorgeous too. This is in 720, mind you, so it's a little bit blurry because of because it has to downscale some stuff. And the reason it's 720 is because that's what I had the stream set to. But oh wow, sand sharks are back. Ooh, are they gonna bring out the suck cannon? That was like my favorite weapon from the original.
Or at least a very large octopus.
Isn't a kraken a giant squid though? What? Wait, what? So did Nefarious steal the Dimensionator then? Because I assumed the Enforcer. Dimensional Rift. Oh, you can change dimensions to warp around the map. It looks like. That's cool. Looks like there is quick switching still. I wonder if they'll finally let us hotkey stuff. Actually, no, never mind. That's been a thing in Ratchet and Clank for years. I just forgot about it. So yeah, you can press down, up, left, or right to kind of hotkey stuff. Yeah, that looked gorgeous. That looked amazing. And it looks like a sequel to the future, a proper sequel to the future series. Square Enix, Final Fantasy VII Remake 2, I'm guessing, or Part 2. Luminous Productions. In a world not her own, her resolve will be tested. Truths will be questioned. Not FF7 Remake 2. Devotions. Theorize. This looks neat. Oh, is this that Unreal? This is that Unreal demo thing. At least it looks like it. Project Athia. I wonder if that's a working title. This looks like it designed exclusively for PlayStation. Yeah, this is that Unreal demo that we saw, and I was curious about it because I was like, "There's no reason they would have made that just a tech demo like that." They probably were using. Well, they probably made the Unreal Engine before letting people use it, and now they're like, "Hey, let's show off some stuff that you've done as a proof of concept." Or to show off, because they've already done the proof of concept at that point. Hell, they did proof of concept before anything else. Man, Astrobot took a dark turn. So are we the cat? Stray. We are the cat. (2021). Oh, you know, I realized I don't think Ratchet and Clank had a release date yet. Circle as triangle square. (4K Ultra HD Blu-ray). SSDs. Ray tracing. Yeah, I would be surprised if the PS5 didn't natively support 4K. Haptic feedback. I don't know what that means. I still cannot cannot like that design. Especially, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that they still had those. I thought I saw an article about it, but yeah, the extension on the shoulder button, that on right and left trigger, that is the biggest design flaw on the PS4 because, oh, you picked up your you set your controller down and accidentally pressed right trigger or left trigger.
Making games used to be about these constant trade-offs between the artistic vision and technical limitations. With PS5, we're not going to be burdened like that. We're going to be able to realize our artistic vision a lot better. It's got a ton of horsepower, which is very easy to unlock, and it's a machine that's really easy to develop on. The PS5 will present a paradigm shift as to what players will come to expect from gaming. Will let us tell stories, make worlds, create gameplay that I think will truly captivate the player and really surprise quite a few people. Please take a look at this new franchise from Worldwide Studios, coming exclusively for PlayStation 5.
A new franchise, huh? Is it a new IP? Well, obviously it is a new IP. Housemarque game.
Over and over, I live my first months on this alien planet.
This looks like an FMV game.
Crash. The attack. My death.
Why is one eye blue and the other brown?
The attack. My death. Trapped in the same circle. Even death is no escape.
This is a little bit quiet.
Each time I wake, this planet seems somehow different. Is it changing? This world is becoming part of me, infecting my mind, my memories. The longer I spend here, the more I can feel my sanity slip away. But I cannot lose hope.
And now it's loud. Wonderful audio balance, Sony.
My only choice is to keep fighting. To keep looking for answers.
See if that's good.
My only hope is to break the cycle.
And no, people in chat are not saying that it's
For the cycle
loud. I'm using my own judgment.
breaks me.
Because I have Returnal. Because I have okay hearing. Triangle, circle. Guess what's next? X. And who could have seen square? At this point, that's gonna be the new Konami code. Oh good, we're playing as Tony the Tiger. Ah, Little Big Planet. Sackboy, A Big Adventure. A Little Big Planet spinoff? Oh. Ah, yes, because other franchises have a mascot puzzle. Other platforming franchises have mascot platforming, so we also must do that. I guess I can't really talk because I'm sure there are plenty of other people that are doing this, that are also streaming and watching and commentating on this. But yeah, like I was saying, with the Ratchet and Clank Future series, to recap, basically, the ending of the last Future game, in the ending of the last Future game, Ratchet and Clank had the Dimensionator. And Ratchet was like, hey, let's seal it up or whatever and not use it. And it looked like it was gone, but Clank managed to actually get it. Or actually managed to, like, grab it at, like, the last second. And Destruction Derby style game. This straight looks like Fortnite characters. But yeah, as I was saying, it ends on a big cliffhanger where we see Clank with the Dimensionator, and it's like, okay, so what's gonna happen next? Are they actually going to go and find the Lombatses? Actually, no, if I remember correctly, Ratchet was wanting to look for the Lombatses and use the Dimensionator to try to find them, and then it got like stolen by Neptune Frog, I think was his name, and they summoned like an interdimensional monster that Ratchet and Clank had to kill. And long story short, there were a bunch of long story short, it ended on a cliffhanger where it's like, ooh, are we gonna get to go see the Lombatses? Finally see the Lombatses next. And it looks like, yeah, there is another, well, I guess technically a third Lombat?
Hello everyone, my name is Josh Greer, and this is my brother Mike. We're from Ember Lab, a small team with a background in film and animation.
And we're very excited today to share with you the first look at our new game. It's a story full of adventure and charm that has themes in personal growth and redemption. So please enjoy.
Let's see, is that Destruction Derby game again? I'm sorry, you can tell what games I'm interested in and what games I'm like, meh.
You sense the power that flows through this land. Yet, you do not fully understand it. Driven by the belief that you can help these troubled spirits.
Oh good, we're playing Kid Icarus.
But you cannot hide your weakness from me. You have no power here. Kena.
Double jumping. What if that's a default power? And it looks like we're protecting those little furry creatures. Oh, they're kind of like Pikmin. Ooh, nice, a counter. And that looks like some sort of super. Kena Bridge of Spirits. Maybe the little black creature things are spirits. Or supposed to be spirits. Well, like, I guess cleansed spirits or something like that. That tends to be a thing in games.
You ever feel like you're just waiting for a sign? To do that thing you've always meant to do. Sometimes I feel like I'm just standing on the edge of doing great things. But something's holding me back. Maybe it's just nerves.
Interesting art style.
Maybe it's the fear that I'll never be as good as what I imagine. When I'm still just standing on the edge. But if we've got nothing else to lose, might as well jump.
Volcano High. Co-op presents. Goodbye. Volcano High. It's the end of an era. 2021. I don't really play like romancy games like that, but I might give it a look.
Hi, I'm Lauren Lanning, and I'm here to share with you a game that I've been dying to make. It's an emotionally engaging story where rescuing is rewarding, failure is devastatingly hilarious, and the memories should last you a lifetime.
Psychonauts 2? Oddworld Inhabitants presents.
You are no longer a slave, Abe.
Oh, Abe's Odyssey.
They believed, trusted, followed, and it led them here. You may have escaped the murderous blades, but the fate of your entire people is up to you.
Karma. I don't think new Oddworld game. Never actually played the Oddworld series. I should. I own it on Steam. Oddworld Soulstorm. That's not going to be a PS5 exclusive, I can promise you that much.
PlayStation 5によって我々の考える東京のビジュアルを実現できました。今まで見たことのない東京の魅力を見て、聞いて、感じることができます。これからお見せするのはゴーストワイヤー東京の世界初のゲームプレイ動画です。スーパーナチュラルでミステリアスな東京、そこに潜む驚異と美しさを感じ取っていただけると思います。ぜひお楽しみください。
Tokyo, Japan.
You see things others can't.
Ooh, this one looks
Your
interesting.
threats, others don't. fight when others won't. It's up to you to save Tokyo.
Face the unknown. Ghostwire Tokyo. Coming 2021. It's a Bethesda game. Or Bethesda published at the very least. I like the different, the hand signals changed. This almost looks 2.5D. Super Brothers. For people haunted by oblivion. Held by dreams. Ah, the prequel to the Phantasy Star series. Gotcha. Year Zero. Actually, I'm pretty sure all the Phantasy Star games are like canonically related. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I should say, I'm pretty sure all the Phantasy Star games are like canonically in one timeline. Phantasy Star 2 being the latest entry in that canon timeline. For sure. I don't know what that logo is supposed to read. I'm not even gonna pretend. Holiday 2020. It's a launch title. Publishing. Oh, this is that Outriders game, I think. I mean, it looks fun. The problem is, it's not going to be on PC outside of the Epic Store. Oh, jeez. Look at me now. Kill me down. Unlock godlike armor. Become unstoppable. The goal of any loot-based game. Aperion weapons, whatever the hell that means. Ascend. Yeah, Godfall. I don't know what I said before. But yeah, that game's been announced for a while now. Heart Machine presents Hyperlight. Oh, from the creators of Hyperlight Drifter. Well, I'm glad the cape is still there, I guess. Oh wow, that protagonist is quick. Solar Ash. Also, that was a little bit of a mind fuck when they spun the camera like that.
It was always gonna end like this. All your hard work, all your sacrifice, only sped up the process.
Again, not going to be PS5 exclusive. I think they had the entire Hitman franchise on PC
here
on
from
Steam.
Interactive. In Hitman 3, Agent 47 is back for his most intimate and professional contract in his entire career. This is also the dramatic conclusion for the World Assassination trilogy. I'm so proud to be here to present a little glimpse of the gameplay where Agent 47 is on top of the world in Dubai. Enjoy.
Yo, they said that was a gameplay trailer. At least I thought they said that was a gameplay trailer. That was not gameplay. Oh, we're getting an OS look? Awesome! Oh, Astro Boy 2. Astrobot 2, rather. I wonder if this is Actually, is this just a straight port? Because I have Astrobot. I just have not played it yet. Astro's Player. That's something I'd probably buy. That looks like a straight 90s puzzle platformer. And it looks actually really it looks really charming. They have a pretty good lineup from what I can tell. Some of the games aren't really to my tastes, but that's a little something for everyone. Ooh. Time to hit. One concern I have is how many of these are going to be only on PS5. Also, there's no way a bear would be running like that. A bear would be just mauling you if you were shooting at it. I'm confused as to what this game even is. We're seeing mythological creatures. We're seeing real, well, somewhat. We're seeing monsters. We're seeing regular people. Little devil inside. I don't even know what that game was supposed to be.
What's up, everyone? I'm Zion Williamson of the New Orleans Pelicans. Here we go. The first ever teaser for NBA 2K21. Y'all are not ready for this.
You got someone from the Pelicans? Why? Was no one else willing to be the spokesperson?
I ain't trying to break you down for real. You might as well give up now. Think you got a chance, but I don't see how. Got a real tight grip when I hold that crown. I'm the first one in and the last one out. Whoever owns the place got to drag me out.
Like, I would be surprised if anyone from not from Louisiana had even heard of the Pelicans. Fun fact, Pelicans, the state bird of Louisiana. Yes, you're screaming and celebrating, dunking on no one. That... that was so dumb. That was so dumb. Hey, yay, listen, we're gonna give you a mulligan. Come back to us in 6 months. Well... 3 months. Oh, what? What is this thing, a fucking Pokemon?
Amazing, aren't they? Half bug, half snack. A very recently discovered species, entirely unique to this island. Oh, this one's lively. Beautiful sea patterns.
Oh, and it's tasty too.
Is it? Would that be considered like murder?
Welcome to the island of bug snacks.
The creators of Octodad. So, are you a bug snack trying to avoid being eaten, or are you trying to... Okay, it looks like you are in fact a bug snack trying to avoid being eaten. In which case the cheese flies would have pretty good advantage.
My invitation is open. Come join me on the island of bug snacks.
Liz! I was trying to carry a lamp with my weenie hands, but I dropped it, and now the town's on fire.
Oh, again?
Again, I'm sure that's going to come out on PC as well. Is this a design reveal? No, that's just a circle. It's... Yes, we get it. Circle has triangle square. Moving on.
Hi everyone, thank you for being with us today for this very special event. But before we get to the end of the show, I have something very near and dear to me.
I was really hoping for design reveal. PlayStation Studios. Okay, so that's gonna be first party exclusive. God of War 2? I don't know there's people there, so... Actually, yeah, that's Baldur! I think? God of War 2018 sequel, I should say. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe a Dark Souls-esque game? The guy looks like Baldur. Oh, Demon Souls! Wow, I didn't expect that. I did not expect that. That has me excited. That has me excited and intrigued, and it looked really good
It's an
too.
first-person shooter about rival assassins locked in a time loop.
This is our unique vision. What Arcane is all about.
Freeform immersive gameplay, a surreal player-driven story smashed together.
Want to see some stylish action? Check this out.
Time Splitters remake, maybe? Played a little bit of the original Time Splitters, but it controlled like absolute garbage. Do not load a gun like that, ever. Because I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen one of the bullet chambers, it's gonna one of the round chambers, or it's gonna end up backwards, and then you're just gonna be shit out of luck. Ooh, integral suppression, and the body disappears. Interesting. Why would you do that? I mean, I understand this is probably just like a cinematic trailer.
Good morning,
Bethesda. So
another day, another death. Our time looks fun.
Should be on PC.
For everyone else on this island, this place is paradise. An never-ending party where hunting me is the main attraction. And no matter how I try to escape, they always cut me down. But I'm one stubborn motherfucker.
I mean, I could probably stealth my way through most of this.
Every loop I'm learning a little more.
I big boss him.
The puzzle. There's 8 targets.
Big boss.
They all gotta die before midnight.
Oh, really?
There's just one little snag.
You thought it was going to be easy?
Juliana Blake. Black Reef's protector and a real pain in my ass. She may kill me 1,000,000 times, but eventually, inevitably, I will break this fucking loop.
This is death. Rival assassins, lots of type. If you don't succeed, die again. Called it. I like that they're canonically acknowledging the time, by the way.
I don't like watching you die. I like killing you. There's a difference.
His story comes to a close.
Long ago, a young girl went for the night to bury her father. But the forest gave them the dark, cold silence. The bush is empty. Yet determined to find the berries, the rascal broke free from mother's grasp and vanished into the trees. Mother's worried cries faded fast as the girl ran on, over vine, under branch, and into the forest.
What is it, that creepy story?
It's just a local tale.
You really into that stuff?
Quit being so paranoid.
No! Friendly! Friendly! Who are you? Who sent you? They're coming. Who is?
I'm not sure who this is. It said that his story comes to an end, and now I'm like, who? Oh, Resident Evil Village. Okay.
Chris? Sorry.
Oh shit.
Why?
Oh shit. Well, that's not going to be PS4 exclusive, or that's not going to be PS5 exclusive. I can tell you that much. Yeah, good. Also, good question. Why did he shoot 5 rounds into her? I thought maybe it was Resident Evil, but I wasn't sure. Been too long since I played 7, which I never finished because I was trying to Let's Play it. I'll have to do that after Last of Us 2. Okay, what's with the space suit? Is that really necessary? Also, why is the cat hologram showing its bones? Think to grab any of those. Well, now I see what the spacesuit's for, I guess. Pragmata.
What is that?
Freedom. Our freedom.
Question, why was Earth sideways? I saw Australia in the north and South that seems like a big oversight unless that's explained in like the plot of, oh yeah, geomagnetic or like plate tectonics suddenly caused the Earth to shift sideways. What the fuck? I would have been understanding if it was like at an angle, because that's realistic. Because Earth is like a roughly 18 to 20 degree tilts. Maybe it's 16 to 20 or to 23 or something like that. It's a
perished 1,000 years ago.
Who is
Their
this?
great cities turned to graves.
This looks like Uncharted.
In their place came new life.
I guess it's definitely not Uncharted though. Go get your own fish, I guess.
And new dangers.
Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn 2!
I must find a way to stop it. Or it will get worse and worse.
Interesting. So that red plant scene. Hi. The red plant
until it destroys us all.
Seems to be taking over the world and
there's nothing I won't do to save this world. No depths I won't explore. No secret I won't unlock.
What's with the dragon?
I won't cross. This mission is mine alone. If I falter, if I fail, there won't be anyone left to stop what's coming.
You know, it's been so long since I played original Horizon Zero Dawn that I don't even, like, remember the ending of the main story. But I'm not gonna play it again until the Steam release comes. Horizon 2 Forbidden West.
But whatever comes,
Okay, yeah, they've sold me on a couple of titles already.
On behalf of the entire team at Guerrilla, we're happy to share the first look at Horizon Forbidden West.
We're continuing the story as you move west to a far future America.
To brave a beautiful but dangerous frontier masked with mysterious new threats.
Get ready to explore distant lands ravaged by massive storms.
And take on new, powerful machines as you return
to the majestic world of Horizon.
Stay tuned for much more. We can't wait for you to get your hands on it.
Do we have a launch window? No launch window?
I think there's a lot to look forward to for the community.
I think fans are going to be really pleased. As a game designer and storyteller, this is incredibly exciting. We're talking
this might be a design
ideas and experiences that we can create for the player.
No matter where they are, no matter who they are.
New experiences like we've never had before.
More iconic, interesting characters, more atmospheric, immersive worlds for players to explore.
We want to wow players.
Expect the unexpected.
And everyone can't wait.
Can't wait.
We can't wait to share them with you.
It's so exciting.
Incredibly exciting.
It's really about
Both players and partners.
as a developer, as an amazing Halo fan. Welcome to PlayStation 5.
Someone held up 4. Like, 4 fingers, I should say. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not digging the design. It's kind of Ripley. And amorphous. I feel like if I touch it, something's gonna go horribly, horribly wrong. And it's also expanding. Oh good, the PlayStation 5 is an entire horror game. Okay, I like that. I really like that design. That's sleek. That's good looking. I dig that. That looks fantastic. In my opinion. Compared to the PS4 Pro, which is just like a slanted bots, basically. Still don't really dig the controller look, but I'll probably stick with the default controller just for aesthetics. I prefer the look of the DualShock 4. Oh, is there a 2-for-1 special? Oh, there's PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Digital Edition. So if you're only going to buy digital games, you can get probably a cheaper version of it. Charging station, HD camera, Pulse 3D wireless headset, media remote. Does all this come in the box with it? I mean, I'm definitely getting a regular one.
We hope you've enjoyed the first glimpse of our future today. You've seen our most striking console design yet.
I wonder.
And you've seen games that can only be enjoyed with the full range of PlayStation 5's features and power. At PlayStation, we believe in generational transitions, and we put years of work into making them happen. We want you to enjoy the unique benefits of moving from one generation to the next. Thank you for joining us. We're launching later this year, and we have tons more to share. Welcome to PlayStation 5.
But yeah, as I was going to say, I wondered, or obviously they wouldn't reveal this yet. I'm wondering if they're going to have a mid-generation upgrade like they did with the PS4 Pro. Obviously, like I said, they wouldn't reveal this at this point if they did in fact do that. Or they were in fact planning on doing that. But one thing I'm also curious about. One thing I'm also curious about is if the digital edition will be backwards compatible with digital PS4 games, because generally the hardware for backwards compatibility, at least that was the big thing with the PS4, is the PS4 didn't have the proper hardware for backwards compatibility with PS3. Well, actually, yeah, it was. But one thing I'm wondering is if digital PS4 or the digital PS5. First off, it's definitely going to be a cheaper alternative. But second, I'm wondering how much just removing the ability to review discs will just lacking the ability to read discs will save in terms of money, because if it's only like $50, it's really not that worth it. But like if you play has no limits. But yeah, I'm wondering if the digital one will be backwards compatible with digital PS4 games. Obviously, the disc-based one is supposed to be backwards compatible with PS4 games, so that means like Final Fantasy VII, for example, I can take my Final Fantasy VII remake disc and plug it into and put it in the PS5, and it should boot and be playable. It might take like a download file or something like that. I'm also wondering about, like, extended storage, because SSDs, as far as I don't know that much about them, because I'm one of the few people who is still rocking an old school HDD in my computer, and instead of a SSD, but, I'm wondering, I don't know what the capacity of an SSD is, or if they pull something like the PlayStation Vita and PSP, where there's special memory cards that you had to pay basically a premium price for, because we made this unique SSD, or this unique storage device that will only fit our, and only this will fit our system, and our system will only read this. So good. So hope you got money. I imagine standard SSD will probably be 1 terabyte, but I don't know for sure, because let me actually take a look and see real quick. Nope, not that. SSD. Okay, hold on. Let me emphasize, because solid state drive. 1 terabyte. You're looking at roughly internal solid state drive, depending on the size. Hold on. Let me just go Amazon for example. Internal PC SSD. For 1 terabyte, you're looking at roughly $115 to, well, roughly $115. There's one that's like way higher than it should be compared to everything else. But it's a Samsung, so of course it's way higher than everything else. But yeah, I don't know how. So, like, a 1 terabyte SSD, for reference, I think I paid $100 for the external hard drive that I use for for extended storage for my PS4. Give me a second. I'm standing up and stretching my legs a little bit. Well, stretching in general. Ooh, I don't know if you heard that. That was my back popping about 3 times. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't know how I don't really know how much. Like, those games are going to be massive, is one big thing. So you definitely, if you get the digital one, you're going to have to not only download the game, because I'm pretty sure the way the games work is at least on the PS4, I'm pretty sure the game itself is still, like, on the disc. It just reads, it just copies, like, license information to the hard drive. I don't know for sure, because I haven't looked into it that much. But anyway, as in terms of, like, how, for reference, I paid like $100 for a 4 terabyte expansion to my PS4 Pro, which is by itself a terabyte. So I have 5 terabytes of data total, and it only cost me like 25 bucks per terabyte with the external hard drive. The problem is, I don't know if that external hard drive will be compatible with... Not only do I not know if that external hard drive will be compatible with my... with a PS5, I don't even know if I would be able to transfer the data off of the hard drive onto the PS4 for, like, safekeeping. I wonder, because whenever you hook up a new hard drive to something, the first thing that happens is the hard drive is formatted and reformatted in a specific coding sequence for a particular system. A specific coding configuration for a system. So I'm not sure if that will, I'm not sure how well that's gonna go. I'm definitely interested in many of the games that they showed off, especially Ratchet and Clank, especially Spider-Man, especially Horizon 2, especially, well, Village, I'm sure will be on PC, Resident Evil 8, I should say. There was that time loop game looked interesting. They showed a lot of games. I'm not too interested in Sackboy. I'm somewhat interested in the Astrobot. The main difference being that Astrobot started out as a mascot platformer, whereas Little Big Planet was more of a customizable 2.5D thing. So it feels weird, at least in my opinion, to go from a pretty much fully customizable 2.5D co-op puzzle platformer to an independent 3D adventure. Granted, that's happened in the past with like Mario and stuff, so I'm sure it'll sell well to Little Big Planet enthusiasts. Like I said, I'm interested in the Astrobot thing. I need to go back through Resident Evil 7 along with Horizon Zero Dawn. Ratchet and Clank. I'm actually not sure if that's going to end up being a sequel to the Ratchet and Clank reboot, or if it's it's a proper sequel to the Future series. It looks like it was a sequel to the Future series, and I'm wondering if they're going to bring the Future series to the PS5. Because the reboot basically, like, it basically retold the first 3 games. Well, it retold the first game, but, like, it actually did retell, like, the first 3 games, more or less. So, in Ratchet and Clank 1, the bad guy is Chairman Drek, where he tries to destroy Velden with a laser called the Planetizer. At least that's the turning point where you stop him. He's trying to build a home planet for the Blarg, which is pretty much where things start out in the original Ratchet and Clank in the reboot. Even though in the original, Ratchet was just like a mechanic who just happened to get swept into things. And there was no, like, Q-Force or anything like that. In Ratchet and Clank 2, there's plot just Quark is a bad guy working with the Blarg in the first one. In Ratchet and Clank 2, Quark is mayor of a new, the leader of, like, a planet in a distant galaxy that you somehow end up at. I don't remember exactly because it's been several years since I played Up Your Arsenal, which I had the remastered collection on PS3, then I loaned it to a friend who never returned it. A friend in big air quotes, which is pretty much the way a lot of my friendships have ended, is like, hey, I lend a game, and then it ends up somehow getting destroyed. or like, I end a game and then, or I lend a game and then something like happens and I never see that person again. That's what happened to my copy of Heart Gold. loaned it to a friend, then she dropped out of school and I never saw her again. I'm like, great. But anyway, yeah, and in Ratchet & Clank 3, that's when you first meet Nefarious. And I'm wondering, I really hope they do end up bringing, like, all of them, like the original trilogy, and at the very least, they need to bring the Future series to PS5 so that people can get the full knowledge of what happens. I'd say you could probably exclude the, like, All for One and the, there was one Tower Defense one that was a spin-off, Full Frontal Assault, that's what it was. I'd say you could probably exclude those, because they didn't feel relevant to the plot, to the overall plot, or at the very least, I didn't feel like, when I played Into the Nexus, I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything, plot-wise, having not played those, because because the events that they referenced happened in A Crack in Time, and Quest for Booty, and, what was the one? Tools of Destruction. So at the very least, I would say they need to bring Tools of Destruction, A Crack in Time, Quest for Booty, and Into the Nexus forward, which they could easily do, because 2 of those games are actually really goddamn small. They were more meant to be filler arcs than anything else. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in the games. I'm also curious, however, probably a bit too curious, as to how many of those games are going to get PC releases. Like, Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to PC this year. I don't know if Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is going to come out on PC this year, or ever, obviously. In fact, actually, now that I think about it, it didn't even have a release window, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, very few games actually had, like, a launch window, announced. There was another game I was interested in. Tokyo Livewire looked interesting. And then, hang on, let me see if I can... Let me see if I can find it. It was that one with the woman... Oh, is this just a... Oh, that's not what I was looking for. But yeah, it was that one with the woman who was like a mage that was part of the Unreal Tech demo. At least it looked like it was. At least it looked like it was part of the Unreal Tech demo, the Unreal 5 Tech demo, I should say. I forgot the name of it already. I'll figure it out. I'll get more acquainted with it as time goes on. But yeah, there were some interesting looking games there for sure. My problem is I'm currently hesitant to buy any Sony, or anything that's not like first party Sony produced, because it could end up on PC, and I really don't like paying $60 for something on PC that I already own on PS4, but at the same time, or on PlayStation, but at the same time, it's also like, hey, I'm paying to support the PC release, so I can kind of justify it in that sense, along with the fact that as long as I have my PC and my Steam account, once I have a license for that, or once I paid to access that game, even if the game is removed from Steam, I can still access it. Like, completely. Like, Minecraft, like Telltale Minecraft story version or whatever it was, or story mode. I can completely, I can play every single bit of that. Alan Wake, I can play every single second of that. There's a bunch of other games that I'm sure have been, there was one game, it was an Ace Combat game, I think it was Assault Horizon. It did pretty poorly on Steam in terms of like reviews and sales. I never bought access to that. They removed it from Steam at some point, and now I can't even find it if I search for it. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me. Demon Souls was definitely an interesting looking one, or was definitely interesting too, because I never got to play the original, and now with the remastery, as long as they do the remastery properly, because there's been plenty of games that they remastered that were not proper remasters, like Majora's Mask 3D, because in original Majora's Mask, you did not have to use magic to quickly swim. And the Georg fight was not a goddamn puzzle fight. Or Georg was not a goddamn puzzle boss. In Ocarina of Time 3D, it was. But as long as they handle the remastery correctly and do things properly, they should. It should be really good. I'm somewhat interested in Godfall, but at the same time, I'm hesitant to get it because while it is going to be on PC, it's only going to be through Epic Store, and I personally don't use Epic because I don't agree with their practice of throwing money at stuff for third parties for exclusivity deals. If they pay for publishing like Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo do, or even EA, fine, and stick it on your storefront and make it only available on your storefront. That's all fine, well, and dandy, but like the Quantiat Dreams games, Detroit Become Human Beyond Two Souls, and Heavy Rain. Those games had already been made. They just threw a bunch of money at them and said, let us put them on our store and only our store. At Sony, and said, hey, let us put those on our store and only our store. And Sony was like, okay, sure, we'll see how that works out. And now they're experimenting with Steam by releasing better games, in my opinion, on Steam to test the waters. Horizon Zero Dawn, Crash Insane Trilogy, Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Even possibly Final Fantasy, because those games were generally like, well, I don't know who exactly published them, but they published the games, but they had to have money for publishing it. They had to get money from publishing from somewhere. But yeah, those games are on, or at the very least are coming to Steam, and like Crash Insane and Spyro Reignited trilogies are already on Steam. Horizon Zero Dawn supposed to be coming this summer. Even Death Stranding, which were just released last year, I think, late last year, is getting a PC port. And it's supposed to be coming, again, summer. I don't know the exact date. I think it was supposed to come out this month, then, you know, current events happened. But I do like the design of the PS4. Or not the PS4, the PS5. I kind of wish the disc version was, like, extended out a little more so that the disc side, like, so that the side with the disc, like, matched. Like the digital version, or the side with the disc reader matched the thickness or whatever. And that's another thing I'm curious about is the size of it, because it looks like it might be roughly the size of a PS4 Pro. I also noticed that they showed it on a vertical stand. I'm hoping there won't be any problem laying the console flat, because my PS4 is currently sitting on top of an ancient TV. It's like a maybe 20-inch TV from like the mid-90s to early, from like the mid-90s to early 2000s. It's one of those old school curved screen. It's one of those old school ones. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. like one of the oldest TVs in existence. My PS4 is currently sitting on top of it, and I am not at all about to run the risk of setting something on there, of setting it on there sideways and having the PS4 just flop over and just have all of the internals break. But yeah, I'm hoping they don't have like fans and stuff on the sides, or fan openings on like the sides, because then I have to find another place to fucking put things. I might honestly consider selling exchanging my PS4 Pro towards a PS5, because I still have my OG PS3, so we can play PS1, PS2, and PS3 games. And as long as I have my PSN account, which is another thing I'm slightly concerned about. Why is this? Oh, that's I saw the screen on Twitch and thought my stream was paused. But yeah. So I have my OG PS3, which can play PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games, and then I have my PS4 Pro. But the reason I'm hesitant to sell it is because there's like data on it, so it's there's potentially data on it that I would need to get or somehow back up at the very least. Because I finished Final Fantasy VII Remake Story Mode. I don't want to have to play through the entire story mode. And not only that, I pretty much 100% did everything except for Chadley's things, because one of his things has his battle intel things has you master has you max out one of every single magic materia. Which sucks. And basically, I don't want to have to play through an entire 40 to 50 hour game again just for the sake of getting to where I can continue doing stuff. Or, well, just for the sake of getting back to where I was at before I changed consoles. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for me. I'm looking forward to PS5. I'm looking forward to next gen in general. And I am going to eventually, hopefully, be able to upgrade my GPU so we can actually utilize the 4K graphics card that I got in the other day. Because, like, right now I'm running a Titan X Pascal, and everything says, hey, you should be able to run in 4K, except for my GPU could probably not. I doubt my GPU could handle 4K because it's kind of old at this point. I also need to get a new hard drive. I also need to look into a new hard drive so that hopefully because the squeaking might be indicating indicative of a dying hard drive, and that would not be good. That would not be good if my hard drive would just die before I had any sort of without me having any sort of backup to it. Anyway, that's going to do it for me as well as the stream. Let me just close this out. Like I said, I'm looking forward to things, and this was a 2 hours and 47-minute video. Jeez. Granted, an hour or so of that was me just blabbing to chat. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. No FF7 remake today because I fucked up and forgot to compress the next episode, unfortunately. I will get on that as soon as this goes live. But anyway, until then, or until next video, have a good one.